Welcome back to the Electric Wednesday Unplugged podcast with your hosts, Otter
and Alex.
Leave that little blank space for spice. Words.
Oh man,
we're coming to you today from the Etlin Zylin studios.
We are,
and we have a very special guest today who we'll introduce in a little bit. But first off, as a reminder, we're doing this every week to help support local musicians, comedians, artists, anybody in our area or even a little bit outside our area that performs at the Electric Wednesday open mic in Joliet, and give them a chance to really put themselves out there in a different way than just playing shows.
Pretty much anybody that's in the Chicagoland area, like Chicago and the surrounding suburbs. If you're listening to this, come out to Electric Wednesday. We love you.
Damn right, fools. And last week we interviewed ourselves. This week we have another special guest. But before we start that, this week at Electric Wednesday was flippin' awesome. Oh my God. And I say that as someone who performed there this week.
Yeah.
That was crazy.
We had Otter's new band up there.
This is the way the world ends. What?
And yeah, if you guys recall last episode, he was debating calling his band that, and
we ended up calling our band that.
He actually is now calling his band that, which was
great because Moondog didn't know what our band name was, and the whole band name would not fit on the sheet there. So I just wrote "This is the way," and that's what he thought the band name was. And so he just referred to us as that the first time. I was like, no, there's more to it.
Like The Way by Fastball.
Yeah, right. Exactly. Verbatim. That's what had happened. But no, that was fucking awesome this week.
It was. Everybody that performed was great.
Yeah. I mean, it was. We had another new guy from Naperville, I think, came down and opened up the night, and he was real solid.
Yeah, those two opening acoustic acts were really good.
Yeah. It was really, really well done.
We had Cameron Richard go up there and do his stand-up comedy this past Wednesday. He tried out some new jokes in the crowd. It was ridiculous, to say the least.
The joke that I told you about the People magazine, I'm going to give to him.
Yes,
because he fits his style of comedy. Like that is
just raunchy and fucking
and
vile.
Depressing. Like it is vile.
Yeah.
I told somebody that joke and went, "Did people laugh at that?" And I was like, "Some people did." Yeah. Like, you need to hang out with better people. Let's introduce our guest here. We have Zak Alberico here.
Hi, Zak.
Hi, Zak.
Hello.
Did you hear that joke? Did I tell you that joke?
No.
It's fucking terrible. It is so bad. I was in Walgreens and at the counter, and there's this magazine, this People magazine, on the counter, and on the cover was a story about a woman who had been abducted, kidnapped for
by aliens?
By some creep in Cleveland.
Ohio.
Brohio, Cleveland, Brohio. Been kidnapped for 11 years. And
wow.
I looked at it, and my first thought, I'm a little ashamed to say this, my first thought was, she's kind of cute. But then I was like, but I'm into, yeah, right.
All right.
She's kind of cute.
Yeah.
But I'm into bondage. So I don't think that would really work out that well.
I believe she was too.
Well, no, she was in bondage.
Oh, she was
not
in
into
bondage.
bondage. It's a big difference. No. I'm totally going to give that to him, though. I'm going to just hand him that joke. I go, this is going to work for you quite well.
It will.
Quite.
He actually did he did his interpretation of the Aristocrats.
Oh my God,
twice.
That's amazing.
Both times were different, and it was one of the I can't even think of an adjective to describe it.
It was unbelievable.
Like horrifying.
It really was.
Is that a good adjective?
It was the Troll 2 of stand-up performances.
Yes.
It was so awful you couldn't look away. You're just like, this is what? Why? My eyes are still focused on it, though. I don't know how this is happening. It's the Troll 2 of comedy performances. But he did that for 15 minutes.
He did.
At the showcase we had there that month. And the best part for me was standing behind the counter and watching the audience's reaction. A friend of ours, parents were in the audience.
Yes,
and
they
they were
were.
completely stone-faced the entire time. I mean, they laughed at nothing he was saying.
The best part is they came up to Cameron and like talked to him before and were like, "Oh, we're so proud of you, Cameron." Blah blah blah. Yeah, and Cameron then proceeded to go on stage and just talk about like
the most vile and terrible things you could.
like rabbis nibbling foreskins, and I mean that's I'm not going to
Well,
say.
I was
anymore.
out there when they
I'm
showed
not
up,
saying
and they go,
anything
"Oh,
else."
Cameron, we're here to see you," and he goes, "Don't judge me after you see this." Clearly, they did because they.
Yes.
I mean, they laughed at nothing. It was unbelievable.
It was awesome though.
That was interesting to say the least. So to our guest, Mr. Zak Alberico. Zach, I know you. I first met you at Live 59, that wonderful, wonderful music venue in Plainfield.
Yeah. Beautiful Ted.
Ted, who would hit on teenage girls. I don't know why.
Weird guy.
Yeah, but he was like
He was-
45 and pudgy and
bald
had
and-
3 children and was married. And they're just like,
And
Ted,
basically
no.
bought like an office building, put a stage, and just asked people for money at the door.
I am. I used to work there, and I got paid $20 a night for 5 hours.
That's illegal.
Yeah. Matter of fact, I remember one time I was outside smoking, and he comes up to me and goes, "Hey, how come you take so many smoke breaks?" And I was like, "Hey, how come you don't pay me minimum wage?"
Well,
You start paying me by
$2
the
an
hour.
hour.
That's a valid question.
Yeah, you start paying me by the hour, I will gladly take less smoke breaks. I'm not losing any money right now. I'm losing money being there. But I met you. I saw your band Mason Avenue. It was when I first met you play at Live 59. And I remember showing up at the Donut the first time, and I didn't know anybody really, but you were there. And I was like, fuck, yes, it's not
Yeah.
weird anymore. And then it got weird progressively
That's
over the
what we
last
do
few
there.
years. We get weird. We get real weird.
That was the idea.
So when you started Electric Wednesday, did you have any idea that it would sort of become what it is now? Because it's blown up.
I mean, it's something that we wanted to be the goal. I mean, that was the main focus from the beginning, But, no, not at all. It was one of those kind of things that, like, just caught on like wildfire because I think there was a lot of people that needed it or wanted an open mic that wasn't a guy playing for an hour and then asked you if you wanted to play with him for the rest of the time or, just a
it's
typical
changed a
open
lot
mic.
since I've gotten there. Because when I got there, there was always open spaces on the sign.
Yeah, always.
Always open spaces. You could show up late. You could sign up. You could perform. Sometimes we'd perform twice. There'd be drum circles at the end of the night because there was so much empty room and all this stuff going on. But now, I mean, you get there at 8 o'clock and the sign-up's full. Like, it's insane.
So many people come into the Drunken Donut every Wednesday now.
And it started last fall, I want to say. That's really when it blew up. Was last fall, because even over the winter, like I remember I started going in September, because everyone's saying me happy birthday on my 22nd birthday, which was adorable.
That was.
Oh.
But I also want to say that I wasn't the main creator of
Yeah.
EW. I mean, the idea was actually created from Katie Dolney.
Katie! We'll have her on here at some point.
Yeah,
she'll be
and
here.
it was actually a phone call that I got that she just wanted to do something at the donut, and it just because I think we were both artsy fartsy cats, it just rolled into instead of just plug in a PA and ask people to play music, it turned into like an art night, with music wrapped around it, which brought out the comedy, which brought out we hoping someday we get a little bit of everything, even from magicians to an Eskimo with midgets.
We made it. Did you listen to the whole episode from last week? Because we pretty much almost had a circus there. Like last summer, we had the fire dancers, and two weeks ago there was the balloon artist who just showed up randomly. Like we got.
I missed the fire dancers, man. The fire dancers.
Yeah, that was
I wasn't there for that either.
great.
That was epic.
They would just sit in the backyard and twirl.
I actually one time saw fire dancers behind our jam space, just randomly. we were jamming, and we jam at our bassist's dad's office, and I was leaving, and I was driving around the building, and in the back of the fucking building is this. There's a bunch of cars, and I'm pulling around, and there's this glow of light, and I'm like what the fuck is this? So I continue to creep by, and I end up driving in between this fire dancer who is just going ape shit behind this building, and then cars with people sitting on them. I'm just driving through the middle of it, just kind of staring out both windows, and yeah, it was fucking crazy.
Really
I've never seen anything like that before in my life.
Yeah. So, like I said, when I first met you, you were doing Mason Avenue, and we like to go a little bit back into our profiles of artists. And stuff.
Yeah.
I got sultry right there.
I know. I almost shed it. I did. It started to come down, but I sucked it back up with my mouth. So it was like, well, I ain't crying today.
It sounds like
tear going. Nope. Fuck you, emotion. Be my therapist.
Enough of that shit.
And so I know you in Mason Avenue. Did you do any proper or I know you probably been playing for a while. How long have you been playing guitar?
I've been playing since I was 12, and I started playing drums when I was 10. And I had bands in high school. And
what were their names?
The main band was Direly, actually, with a bunch of good friends of mine. And my first band was called Seahorse, which actually was formed in Morris, Illinois.
Nice.
Some cats.
Fuck Morris.
I think
I live in a town next to there that does not like him.
It was cool. It was a cornfield town.
What kind of music did you guys play?
Grunge, 90s
okay.
alternative.
Nice.
I think every band I've been in has always been kind of a grungier, alternative, band.
Awesome.
For original music.
Who are your biggest inspirations in terms of guitar and the music that you write?
Probably guitar would be Kurt Cobain.
Good choice.
Styles, the way that he plays and not having to know what you're playing, play by
ear,
heart,
and
by
heart.
ear, but not saying that, taking away from anybody that knows what they're doing up there, more power to you, but the guy would close his eyes and didn't know where he was, and it sounded beautiful.
It did, yeah.
And it proves, there's musicians and there's artists,
Definitely the case. And so, what was one of your favorite Electric Wednesday memories or moments that you have? I know you probably have several to go around, but if you had to pick one. Dead air.
Hey, don't worry about it. We had the exact same response.
We did.
Exactly the same.
I would have to say, I don't know if about performances, but just through the people that I've met, through their performances, maybe. People that have been there from the beginning, especially like Berto. That cat's been there since day one. And seeing him being there every Wednesday is still cool as fuck. But performances, I can remember Chloe and Jake's performances were always really grungy and just balls to the wall, cool. And even yours, Otter, in the beginning, because you were the first comedian.
Yeah, I was.
For a long time.
That was daunting, going in there and being like, I'm going to do stand-up in this place full of musicians. Because it was one of those things where I had looked so long to try. I'd done stuff with the Three Rivers Arts Council. But the problem with that is it was all ages, and so we'd get kids rolling through there, and it would always make me uncomfortable. So I was looking for a comfortable place to perform. And it ended up being the Donut, because I've covered this maybe last week. I've only missed 4 Wednesdays in the last
That's so
since
awesome.
September of 2012. I think it was.
I think that was our main goal with EW2, is to show people support. So even if you had a bad response, you still got hugs from all of us, and we all clapped, and we wanted you to come back and be better,
Yes.
and
that's the community.
a lot of open mics, you leave there and they, if you're not saying anything bad about any of the open mics, but a lot of the open mics I've been to, like if you bombed, which is all my fault, but you'll get those kind of looks. It's like, kind of looks at it, and you're not going to want to come back, And the places like EW, we kind of try to create an environment that inspired people.
Well, there's nothing like it in the area. There really isn't. It's a one of a kind monster that's been created out there. Was there at any point in time when you started it or while doing it that you were sort of like, this may not last very long?
Going into our first winter, I think, was when, like, the first time that we were like, because the summer it went through, it was okay because we all had enough friends that we were like, all these friends are coming, all these friends are coming. Basically, all our friends were just there. Not a lot of people that we didn't know. And then going into our first winter, I think, was like the skating on, not thin ice, but like it was like walking on eggshells. Like you didn't know if we were gonna get through the whole winter without Stan telling us like no.
I think I remember that because
this doesn't work.
Anytime it would get really cold or it would snow, nobody would come in.
Yeah,
you'd have maybe 5. It would be just performers at that point. Like during the winter, people that wanted to come out and perform. Which made doing comedy incredibly stressful.
Like a bet.
But yeah, I definitely remember that happening where it just.
In the beginning, I would perform for a good hour. Yeah, and it wasn't because I wanted to. There was just, if anybody wants to play, I'd let them play before I play. And like it turned into smaller and smaller amounts of me playing, and then I was able to just kind of. Mm-hmm. And I like that. I wanted to be the guy in the background. I didn't want to put my name on anything. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was like a humble way, just keep it going with a strong heartbeat.
Well, and now there appears to be nothing stopping it.
Which is great.
Which is fantastic. Because you said the first winter, it was dead. This winter was complete opposite. I mean, even when here in Illinois, it was negative whatever.
20 fucking degrees.
Oh, there was times we had
like people were still out there just like, screw this. I'm
and we still thought that maybe even though some of those storms weren't going to be, we were sitting at the window like, there's no way people are coming tonight. And it, like,
people always showed up.
It's packed.
Like,
what
always.
the fuck is going on? Which is was the best part about it.
It is.
And it was, you met people that are into the same, not the same kind of stuff. It was, that was the cool thing about EW. It wasn't a cool kid club. That's what we strive for it not to be. We wanted it to be, a chair, table of these cats, a chair, table of these cats, completely different genres, different kind of people, all hanging out in the same room because they're all artists, or even if they're just musicians, or whatever way you want to look at it. That's just the way that I look at it.
Well, for me, it always felt like a cool kids club, but in the way that anybody's invited.
Yeah.
Anybody and everybody. So it is a place you want
Everyone's
to go to.
A cool
it's a one
kid.
You hang out.
Everybody's a cool kid.
All you got to do is come out, and you're in. That's it. And like for me, like I would go to the Joliet Junior College bus stop and be like, "Hey guys, what are you doing tonight? It's Wednesday. Come to the donut."
I guess what I'm saying is, like, I didn't want people to come to the door thinking that they couldn't come in because it was a cool kid club. I wanted them to know that. I guess I wanted them to know that they could be part of the cool kid club. And our
admission.
cool club was cooler than the other cool kid clubs.
Way cooler.
Way cooler. But it was just basically it was just to be as diverse as possible. To keep it, vibrant.
Alex just silent sneezed.
I did.
You thought you could get away with it.
No, I knew I was getting called out as soon as I did it. As soon as
like dead silence.
Oh man. Fuck.
Oh dear. Yeah. So definitely.
I know. Earlier, this is really, really off topic, but it's still relevant because it's awesome. You guys were talking about Godzilla.
Yeah.
Oh
kicks
yeah.
ass.
And
we are sponsored by Godzilla.
I have yet to see it, but it is my understanding that Zach is a huge Godzilla fan.
Favorite movie? Go.
Well,
yes, I'm a gigantic Godzilla fan.
Who is your favorite Godzilla villain?
Favorite villains by Ghidorah.
Okay.
Just because it's wicked as hell.
Yeah,
and, if that thing was real, it'd be so frightening.
Yes.
And maybe Gigan, just because it's retarded, and it just be, a big beast with a chainsaw belly. I mean, that was the weirdest monster they came out with.
What? No Mothra, just adorable little thing fluttering overhead.
Those are all believable monsters.
Yeah.
Like Rodan was like, okay,
Yeah.
you can believe a bird.
Yes.
Ghidra was just wicked. It was like a 3-headed dragon. And
Yes.
Chinese, it was like Japan, whatever. It was like they just added things. So it was like, we'll give him that.
Next thing you know, it's in Korea.
He has tiger feet. He has tiger feet.
Tiger feet.
Tiger. Oh dear. Yeah. No. I also saw that movie and it was fantastic.
Yeah, it's badass.
It definitely did the franchise justice.
Definitely.
For what it did. Oh, I absolutely can. Don't talk off mic, Corey.
If anybody heard that was Moondog. Moondog is here right now in the building. He's been listening the whole time. you're not my dad. Nobody ever smokes cigarettes ever.
That's terrible
It's so
for
bad
you. Let me just flick my lighter into the microphone.
Don't I actually opened a beer in the microphone earlier, so we'll be hearing that on
Just
the,
a bunch
on
of
the replay.
degenerates in here. Beer, cigarettes, fuck it.
Right? Yeah. Joliet.
Yes. Now I'm going to put the microphone to my mouth while I drink.
You can't hear that. Well, you might be able to.
Glug, 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 glug.
All right.
I heard that.
All right. Well, I think that's it for the interviewing. If you guys will hang on just 1 second, we'll be right back with some live musical stylings from Zach. All right. Hang on. Okay. All right. We got Moondog giving some props.
What's up, babies? This is Moondog. I'm here to fuck your barely legal girls. Girlfriends.
Is that why you came down? We had our last episode where he said that and we never used that episode. He came down here for that.
Didn't go through, man. I want to give it up for Zach for doing this, man. I found my home there. It gave me a little bit more purpose in my life, and if it probably wasn't there, I'd probably be back in the joint. So, man, Zach, I really appreciate what you did for the community, man. It's a really cool thing, and I love you, man. I love you for that.
They are now
Moondog,
making out.
baby.
Zach is naked.
Give us a minute to
Zach
make
is
out.
naked.
Zach is naked.
I've been naked all time.
Yes, he really has. He's been buck-ass naked.
I came into this room
Yes.
naked.
Thumb up his ass. Just like fucking, oh, yeah. We've had to turn down the volume on his microphone so you can hear him moaning as he goes at it.
All right. Here's Zach.
I took the last train to nowhere. The sun was beating down. Found your cocaine in the hope chest. Forgive me, Mrs. Clown, but I've had enough of the weather. The seasons never change, but time the wind started blowing. This place don't have a name. If I pay, oh sugar. All the way. Hey, hey, darling, now I'm leaving. Coming with me. Oh, yeah. I'm just a three-headed monster with your head up in the clouds, waiting to lie. I had a bad case of contentment, just standing in the rain. Took my head to the pyro with a gas can. You know he knows my name. sick head upon the neck. She radiates, she told me that you need me here, but I'm alone with the asshole that's ringing in my ear. Sit me down, burn the ground. Hey, hey, darling, I'm leaving. Coming with me. Oh yeah. I'm just a three-headed monster with your head up in the clouds, waiting to die.
And we're back. That was an amazing performance by Zach. Really well done. Now on to the plugs section. Obviously, this episode will be airing on the 21st, this Wednesday. So come on out to the Electric Wednesday at the Drunken Donut at 821 Plainfield Road in Joliet.
Woo!
Yeah, bitches. We'd like to plug a couple of his shows, though. His group, the Barebone Trio, which is a fantastic group, is going to be playing... this the 28th at the 2-year anniversary of Electric Wednesdays. They'll be playing June 20th at Bada Brew in Crest Hill, June 28th at the Crowd Around Me, and July 11th at the Drunken Donut. They have a show going on there. So any of those shows, please come out and support him and what he and his fellow musicians do. They're really fantastic group of performers, and if you get a chance to hear him do his rendition of Billie Jean, do it, because it's fantastic.
It's amazing.
It really is. A couple other shows to plug. This coming weekend is the 3-day free showcase at Bobby McGee's in Crest Hill.
We actually have an adjustment to Element Control's band time. We're actually playing on Friday now, not Saturday. We're switching places with Delta 88. So it's actually a good thing that we got to record this podcast.
Yes.
So we could announce that.
Yeah, it really...
and Delta 88 is an awesome punk band. If you don't know who they are, they're unbelievable.
Another time switch. Mighty Band will be playing the Saturday date at 6:40.
Nice.
Apparently. So we'll be there. We'll be one less member. Unfortunately, our bassist could not get off work, but myself and Steve, the drummer, will still be there playing guitar.
Nice.
And doing all that fun stuff. So you'll get to hear the 3 songs we played last week at the Donut and a couple new ones as well. So we'll have about 5 songs or so to play for you guys. So
awesome.
It should be fun.
Also, there's something in the works for the July 4th weekend. You guys should all get really excited about it.
Yes. It's going to be awesome.
We're not really going to disclose what that is yet, but if you just keep listening, you may find out.
Yeah, that is going to be huge. I'm really excited for that. As far as more plugs, June 20th is the stand-up comedy showcase at the Donut, which will feature myself and several other comedians. I'm going to start booking that here soon and getting that in order as to who's going to play and do sets at that show.
Awesome.
Any Element Control shows coming up besides the ones we mentioned? Or?
Nope.
Nope, that's it.
We're good.
Alrighty, well then until next week, this has been Otter
and Alex
from the Electric Wednesday Unplugged podcast. Look forward to speaking to you next week. See ya.
Strolling through the day, I've made my way. The distance in the sand, pain in my hand. They were here alone, burnt down my home. I'm still on my way, no more decay. Yeah. Floated off she knows the feed. Somehow he was shunned, oh, just for fun. Golden glow is near, soon how the fear. Matches in her hand, oh, carry on. Here it comes, here it comes, here it comes.